Rumi's teachings on love and the soul. What if the love you've been chasing isn't the love you actually need? Not the text me back love, not the stay with me love, but the kind of love that makes you feel more alive, even when life hurts. Rumi doesn't talk about love like a decoration. He talks about love like a fire. It burns away what's false and reveals what's real. And if you've ever felt lonely in a room full of people, or successful but strangely empty, Rumi's words hit like a mirror you didn't ask for, but secretly needed. In this video, we'll translate Rumi into plain language, not as pretty quotes for social media, but as a map for your inner life. We'll cover what Rumi really means by love and the soul, why heartbreak and longing show up so often in his teaching, the difference between love and fear, because we confuse them constantly, the biggest misunderstandings people repeat about Rumi, and a few small practices you can try tonight when your mind is loud. Here's the big idea. Rumi teaches that real love is not something you get from someone else. Real love is something that wakes up inside you and slowly turns you back into your truest self. In his world, love is not a mood. It's not a bargain. It's not, I'll be okay if you stay. Love is a force that breaks the ego's hard shell, softens fear, and guides the soul back to what is real. So this isn't a video about being romantic. It's a video about becoming real and learning to love without losing yourself. Who was Rumi? Rumi, full name Jalal al-Din Muhammad Rumi, was a 13th century poet, scholar, and spiritual teacher. He was born in the region of Greater Khorasan, in today's area around Afghanistan, Tajikistan, and later lived most of his life in Konya, in modern-day Turkey. Now, here's what matters most. Rumi wasn't trying to become a poet of romance. He was trained as a serious religious scholar and teacher, a man respected for knowledge, discipline, and public leadership. And then, something happened that changed his entire inner life. He met a mysterious wandering teacher named Shams of Tabriz. Their friendship wasn't a normal friendship. It shook Rumi. It cracked open something inside him, like a locked door finally giving way. After Shams disappeared from his life, Rumi's grief didn't just break him. It transformed him. Rumi began to write thousands of lines, not to sound beautiful, but to process an inner awakening. The idea that love is the engine of the soul, and that longing can become a path back to God, truth, and wholeness. So when Rumi talks about love, he's not mainly talking about dating. He's talking about a love so deep it reshapes who you are. And when he talks about the soul, he means the deepest you, the part that can return to meaning even after loss, the part that recognizes beauty, the part that refuses to live a shallow life. That's the Rumi we're meeting today. Part 1. Clear the myths. First, because we've been taught Rumi wrong. Myth number 1. Rumi is just a romance poet. A lot of people treat Rumi like he was just writing soft poems for broken hearts, the ancient version of, "It'll be okay, babe." But Rumi was a Sufi mystic. His love is deeply spiritual. Love as devotion, love as truth, love as transformation. Yes, you can apply his ideas to human relationships, but if you shrink him down to romance only, you miss his main point. Human love can be a doorway, but it can't be the whole sky. And most heartbreak, honestly, comes from trying to make one person your entire universe. Myth number 2. Rumi is just feel-good poetry. People love to quote Rumi like he's a calming decoration. But Rumi isn't only soothing. Sometimes he's a spiritual wrecking ball, in a good way. His message is often, if you want peace, you'll have to stop lying to yourself. That doesn't feel good at first. It feels like losing control. But what you lose is usually not your life. It's your illusion. And losing illusion is painful and freeing. Myth number 3. Everything online is a Rumi quote. One more correction. A lot of popular Rumi quotes online are misattributed or heavily paraphrased. So in this video, we'll focus less on perfect quotations and more on repeatable teachings, ideas you can actually live. Because a soul doesn't change from a quote. A soul changes from a truth you practice. Part 2. Rumi's teachings on love and the soul. Teaching number 1. Longing is not a defect. It's a compass. Rumi starts with something that hits home. If you feel longing, it doesn't mean you're broken. It may mean you're awake. Longing is uncomfortable. It feels like a hollow space you want to fill fast. So people fill it with attention, achievement, romance, noise, endless distraction. But Rumi would say, longing is not a glitch. It's a signal. A deep part of you remembers something, wholeness, meaning, connection, and it refuses to settle for a life that feels half alive. Here's the emotional twist. Longing feels like pain, but it can also be the beginning of wisdom. Instead of, what's wrong with me, Rumi invites, what is my longing pointing toward? Teaching number 2. What you call love might be fear wearing perfume. Now we go darker, because Rumi goes there. Not everything we call love is love. Sometimes it's fear. Fear of being alone. Fear of not being chosen. Fear of not being enough. Fear can look romantic. Fear can say, I miss you, when it really means, please don't leave me. Rumi's teaching is simple and sharp. Love expands you. Fear shrinks you. So, here's a quick test. When you think about this person, do you feel more free or more trapped? Do you feel more honest or more performative? Do you feel more peaceful or more addicted? This isn't about blaming anyone. It's about clarity. Because the soul can't heal in a lie. And yes, clarity can hurt. But it's also a relief. Because once you admit this isn't love, you stop begging for crumbs, and you begin returning to dignity. Teaching number 3. Love is a fire that burns the false self. Rumi describes love like fire. Not because love is cruel, but because love is real. Love burns. Your fake image, your need to control, your obsession with being admired, your addiction to certainty. Most of us want love that protects the ego. You're perfect, you never have to change. But Rumi's love says, you're precious, now come closer to truth. And closeness to truth always costs something. Usually, your illusions. This is where people panic, because they think losing illusion means losing themselves. But Rumi suggests the opposite. You don't lose yourself in real love. You lose what was never truly you. That's why it's painful. And that's why it's freeing. Teaching number 4. The soul is not your personality. Rumi's soul is not your mood, not your anxiety, not your social mask. Your personality is real, but it's not the deepest layer. The soul is deeper. The part of you that can watch your thoughts instead of drowning in them. The part of you that still hopes after disappointment. The part that recognizes beauty and goodness. The part that feels awe and meaning. This is one of Rumi's calming gifts. You are not your storm. You can have a storm and still have a sky behind it. When you touch that deeper layer, something changes. You become less reactive, less desperate, less performative. Not because life gets easy, but because your center becomes stronger. Teaching number 5. Human love is sacred, but it's not infinite. This is a crucial Rumi teaching for modern life. Human love matters. Friendship matters. Marriage matters. Family matters. But if you demand that a human being becomes your entire meaning, you crush them, and you crush yourself. Think of it like this. Don't turn a river into an ocean. A person can nourish your life like a river, but they are not infinite. So, what does healthy love look like? Love people deeply, but don't worship them. Don't possess them. Don't disappear inside them. Because when love becomes, "I'll love you if you save me," it stops being love. It becomes a contract written in fear. Rumi points toward a freer love. I love you, and I also belong to something larger than you. So I won't own you, and I won't abandon myself. That kind of love is mature and rare. Teaching number 6. The wound can become a doorway. Without romanticizing pain, now we reach the emotional peak. Rumi often treats pain like a doorway, not because pain is good, not because suffering is cute, but because pain can break the illusion that surface life is enough. Comfort can make you sleepwalk. Pain can wake you up. Some people's deepest growth begins after heartbreak, loss, betrayal, failure, loneliness. Rumi doesn't say, "Yay, pain!" He says something more realistic. Pain can open you if you don't turn it into bitterness. The wound becomes a doorway when you stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What is this revealing about what truly matters?" That's not instant healing. That's direction. Teaching number 7. Love is not possession. It's presence. Here's another place we get love wrong. We confuse love with ownership. We say, "I love you," but we mean, "Be predictable, be mine, don't change." Rumi's love doesn't cling like that. Love, in Rumi's world, is presence. Seeing someone clearly, wishing them well, offering honesty, and letting love be generous instead of controlling. This kind of love feels risky because you can't guarantee outcomes, but it's also the only kind of love that doesn't poison the soul. Because possession is fear. Presence is love. Part 3. What Rumi would tell you today. Simple practices. Practice number 1. A 60-second love versus fear check. Think of one relationship, romantic, family, friend, anyone. Ask, do I become more honest or more fake around them? Do I feel more peaceful or more addicted? Do I feel more expanded or more controlled? No drama, no blame, just truth. Rumi would say, clarity is a form of love. Practice number 2, the return to the soul breath. Try this. Inhale slowly, silently think, let go. Exhale slowly, silently think, come home. Do that 5 times. Not as a magic trick, as training. You're teaching your nervous system, I don't have to panic to be alive. I don't have to chase to be loved. I can return to my center. Practice number 3, turn longing into direction. Tonight, write one sentence. The love I am truly longing for is... Don't write a person's name. Write a quality. Safety. Tenderness, meaning respect. Peace. Honesty. Then ask, what is one small action that moves me toward that? One small step. Not a fantasy. Not a dramatic speech. A tiny, honest movement. That's how the soul heals. Not through big speeches, but through small, truthful choices. Part 4. Final reframe. Strong ending, no fluff. The deepest message. Love trains the soul to recognize reality. If I had to summarize Rumi in one message, it's this. Love is not just a feeling. Love is a path that trains your soul to recognize what is real. When you love deeply, you learn you can't control everything you can't possess. Anyone you can't stay shallow forever. And that's why love hurts sometimes. Not because love is cruel, but because love is truthful. It shows you where you're clinging, where you're pretending, where you're afraid. And then, if you keep walking, it shows you something else. A quieter strength, a wider heart, a calmer center. Closing. Rumi's teachings don't ask you to become perfect. They ask you to become honest. Not positive all the time, but real. If your heart feels tired, start smaller than you think. Tell one truth. Release one illusion. Take one breath that returns you to your center. Because real love, Rumi's love, doesn't just connect you to another person. It reconnects you to your soul. And when you find that connection again, life still has storms, but you're no longer living like a boat with no anchor.